Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, or QNT. I've been talking about this asset for a very long time on this channel, and guys, if you wanted to get into QNT and you didn't know when the right time was to buy, you want to add more, you don't know when to buy, whatever, guys, I'm just saying, now could potentially be that point in time to grab some more. I mean, we're going to address a few things in regards to the chart, as well as some supply issues and some demand problems. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and let's jump in. So overall, the market is kind of sitting stable. Bitcoin's kind of sitting stable. We have the weekly candle close this weekend. So a lot of things are going to probably move a little bit odd, right? We could still see a little dropping points on Bitcoin. We could have maybe retest a 56K possibly. Not guaranteed. I'm just saying we already retested the low of 60.7K, which is not a significant fib level overall. The major support would technically be around this point here at a 58.6K point, but we've already retested that point. So the lowest that it could technically go is about at 56.2K, somewhere around that level. So overall, we have to wait and see the validation point on Bitcoin, but we're not talking about Bitcoin here. We're talking about QNT. And I just want to say right now, with Bitcoin at its current levels, Bitcoin dominance is at around 42.6%. So things are, getting a little wild right now for a lot of altcoins. But QNT has been having this solid dropping point on it. In fact, there it is. It's actually out of the top 50. It's actually down about 11.34% on the 7-day span. A lot of people are probably like, what is going on with this, man? Why isn't it not moving? Well, first off, let's address what's happening with the chart. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be jumping into it. But first, I just want to quickly give you guys an insight. If you guys do want to get my exit strategies, my personal insights, and all that kind of stuff, definitely check out NCashOfficial.com. I'm going to upload a ton of new content to the site. I think I'm going to do it tonight. I'm honestly thinking about tonight or tomorrow, but it's going to definitely be happening this weekend. There's a ton of new stuff to be launching on the site. I have a ton of new content that I have been planning for a fairly long time. It's going to be very, insightful, and definitely check it out if you guys are interested. There's a ton of content on here, but the Crusader Trading Bundle Pack is the best deal for your buck because this includes all the content on the site as well as all future content for free. So definitely check it out while time lasts on that price. So we're talking about a Wyckoff accumulation here. All right. Now, a lot of things that are happening right now with QNT could be saying that we're around here. In fact, you want to know how scary accurate this is compared to what we are seeing on QNT? Look at this chart. Okay, and I get it. It's not exactly the same exact thing that we're seeing on the chart, but look at it from a standpoint on the drop here, the upward momentum, the drop here, the upward momentum, and drop. Just look at that. It's pretty much almost exactly accurate. Now, of course, I have to move this over just a little bit so that you guys could really kind of see the accurate depiction here. One more step. There we go. So overall, if we're looking here, it's actually very scary on how accurate this entire chart is. Now, overall, from a standpoint, when we're looking at where we currently are we on the bottom spring of the major support level? In fact, if we're looking here, we actually kind of broke down below the support level. So realistically speaking, are we peaking down below the support a little bit? Or I should say, are we peaking down below the major support a little bit, right? Because the major support here is currently $265, which we have broken down below, and we're sitting at about $255. Now, you might be wondering, what is up with this line down here? There's no actual support back here. There's only a straight-up candle. Well, on the micro levels, on the 4-hour level, we can actually kind of see where that major support lies back there. In fact, let's zoom in and let's analyze this. So this was a little bit of a support zone on 2 4-hour time frames. That was a major level to actually hold back on September 5th before we ended up launching to around the all-time high up here at around like $430. So that's why that level is key. We could technically be retesting that level perfectly for that nice little spring movement on QNT, but we are closing the gap in on this massive accumulation that we have been in, and the next price movement from here would essentially be $500 plus. So I'm watching this chart play out almost perfectly. I'm waiting for the next major move on QNT. And when we're talking about what's about to happen, let's look at things that are happening in terms of the supply. So first off, whales know that current QNT price is a disgrace. Look at the percent of supply held by the top 1% holders. It is continuing to accumulate. This is exactly what I've been talking about. We're seeing a massive supply shortage with QNT right now. In fact, on major exchanges like Binance and stuff. But right now, a lot of whales are accumulating the diamonds while weekends are selling. And that is the base level key aspect here to watch for. In fact, look at this. QNT 1.47% of supply on exchanges. Supply crisis incoming. If we have 5 consecutive months like the last month, there will be 0% of QNT left on exchanges. Let that sink in. Guys, I know a lot of people are saying that this has been debunked. Not sure why we keep seeing it. Just a quick look. And there's no actual basis behind here. It's just an ether scan of a wallet for QNT. This is legitimate. This is the percentage of QNT on exchanges. This is legit, going all the way back to even 2018. This is the legitimate factor onto what to watch for the supply on exchanges. And at this rate, we will be at 0%. I know a lot of people on my last video said, dude, that supply number is not accurate. It is. This is the accurate depiction on how much supply is being held, especially if we're looking at QNT in terms of the holders tab. There is entirely a lot more holders now than there was in the past, and this is continuing to go up. It's not going up by hundreds or anything like that because there's not a lot of accumulation happening for normie investors, because they're not looking at QNT as being the next big thing. But us, we know for a fact that this is the next big thing. This is the network of networks. And there's not a lot of supply left for people to get at least, 10 plus right now. Of course you can. I'm just saying that number is going to continue to sink down and down and down. So understand what you are holding. This is a massive supply shortage, which will lead for a major breakout point on QNT. Now, we also see here, over the last year, I've learned the power of manifestation. Assume something will happen to you, and it's more likely it will happen or occur. This is how I found QNT a year ago. Let's manifest QNT to $1,000 by the end of November. Now, I just want to say right now, $1,000 by the end of November to a lot of people might seem like, yeah, whatever, it's not happening. Yeah. But I just want to say right now, from our current level, okay, I always look back at the massive accumulation that happened before we, went to the all-time high currently. And from that point, and I know that there was some upward trend, but this was overall consolidation until we got to that point. So it was about 32 days of consolidation before we got that massive breaking point. Now, from the topping point here to our current level, it has been about 56 days. Now, this pump back here, okay, from the bottom of this candle, led it to about a 134% of an increase in price. Now, from our current bottom level, all right, to the top of, we'll just say to, it's around here, right? So this is exactly why a lot of people say, $600 for the next pinpoint. But if we're doubling down on the days of consolidation, we're going to be doubling down on the percentage move. So about 268%. Now at 268%, look at where we are at in terms of our next price target. We're just shy of $1,000. Now during this entire time, you got to remember that there's going to be a lot of FOMO and there's also less supply. So realistically speaking, if we're doubling down, the percentage move up is going to be more than double in my opinion. But still, it doesn't matter. We're going to go off of the double factor here. It would lead us to nearly $1,000. So I do completely agree with this statement. Now, we also see here, there's a reason QNT whales are shaking out weak hands. It's not the first time. If still you can't see this, then you're not going to make it. That's why only a few get rich. We do see here, I'm constantly being asked what's next in crypto. Are NFTs here to stay? DeFi usage of CBDCs? I'd focus on the plumbing. The connectivity between the crypto ecosystem and the traditional financial system has the potential to draw in an unrivaled amount of capital and users. This is huge. Now, when we're talking about QNT, we also have to talk about ALBT. ALBT is huge, Link's huge. A lot of these major assets that are connecting a ton of connectivity throughout the entire market. Listen, these are the wires that will stretch to all of these massive projects and really allow for the power to be left on and to continue to generate that massive flow of electricity. These are the major points here. And I know that I just compared plumbing to electricity. Trust me, all of this is going to connect to one another. The network of networks, QNT. I can't tell you guys how huge it is. We also look here, Central Bank of Germany trigger solution will bring more utility to the Overledger network. Then whole L1 ecosystems in the top 30. Now in talks with Central Bank of Italy, founder of SIA, also tested similar trigger solution. QNT is sweeping all the big boys. Agent utility equals coming. Yes, this is the main point that I've been talking about for a very long time. We even see here Gilbert Verdian like this. DLT-based securities settlement in central bank money successfully tested by Deutsche Börse, Bundesbank, and Germany's finance agency. So, a lot of testing happening. I've always said that when we're seeing these massive tests, you got to pay attention. Transaction coordinator, delivery versus payment settlement, cross-chain atomic transactions, technology agnostic, connect various DLTs to each other, as well as straight to target 2. Pretty interesting stuff. And of course, here's a little bit of the article. We see settlement with a programmable trigger mechanism connecting the DLT-based asset, i.e. a tokenized electronic security, and the cash to be settled by means of conventional payment systems, preserving the delivery versus payment mode of settlement. Understand what is being built behind closed doors. This is a huge ecosystem of CBDCs, of massive banks working with DLT technologies, and of course, we've seen just last month, right? XRP and QNT working together on the digital pound. When we're talking about what's happening in the banking and financial scene, we look at the bigger picture of hands. Not, hey, is this asset, solving, a problem in the healthcare scene? No, this is all of the money. This is the major stretch. This is the final last mile. This is connecting all banks to one to another through interoperability. Guess who's the biggest name in interoperability in crypto right now? Don't say ALGO, don't say XRP, don't say this, don't say that. It's QNT. QNT is the loophole for all of these massive DLTs. Understand what you hold. Know that there is a supply shortage out there. I know a lot of people don't want to believe this, but listen, I don't need to tell you guys that there's a supply shortage. There's only 12 million in circulating supply, okay? There's 12 million in circulating supply. There's 36,709 total addresses holding QNT right now, and this number continues to grow day by day. Just imagine 3 months ago, right, we were at 23,467. Okay, if this massive, accumulation of addresses continues the way it has, we are going to run out of supply for QNT faster than most people expect. And I know that there's always going to be a seller, but there's always going to be a buyer. And with every single sell and every single buy, there's going to be massive buy walls throughout this entire time because the supply is so low and people are finally realizing the value behind QNT. It is so much bigger than most people expect, right? We see here 15 billion transactions a minute, 250 million transactions per second. Is this what the future looks like? Upon completion, EBSI aspires to be facilitating up to 15 billion transactions per minute, a world's first for blockchain technology. Fun fact, QNT Overledger Network can handle greater than 250 million transactions per second. The breadcrumbs continue. Applications are fully scalable. Overledger currently has connections to 6 DOTs and access to EBSI and LAC chain networks is coming in early 2021. More DOTs will follow in the near future. And of course, we do see here's the massive connections. And of course, we do see here the 27 EU member states. Of course, huge connections here, huge breadcrumbs. Of course, there's a lot of things talking about, going all the way back to the Telegram group chat with Gilbert Verdian here. In parallel, we've been meeting financial institutions, enterprise clients, and even governments to connect to the Overledger network. Our vision is that the Overledger network is going to be a hub that connects the US, China, Latin America, Australia, UK, and Europe to interoperate digital assets and cross-border transactions. Understand what you hold, and this of course is going to continue on in terms of what the major approach is. In fact, we look here, we've had countries approach us to use Overledger Network to enable a data marketplace for all their citizens to interoperate and transact identity and data domestically and across the ecosystem for cross-border transactions. Understand what you hold, know what you hold, and hodl onto that thing, because I know a lot of people say, oh, Bitcoin to 100,000, Bitcoin to $1 million, Bitcoin to this, Bitcoin to that. Listen, I don't think, I have zero doubt that Bitcoin will go to $100,000 at some point in time. I don't know when it will. I know that. But I honestly think that QNT will reach $1 million before Bitcoin ever does. And it's not because I'm biased, but it's because of the use cases behind the Quant network. Okay? Connecting these networks of networks to one massive DLN, all right, for use cases stretching beyond DeFi, beyond what most people look at crypto as. This is going to be in the banking and the financial scene. This is going to connect countries, cities, massive innovation together through a streamline of a massive network, which is the Overledger network. So understand what you hold, know what you hold. Listen, we are about to break out on Q&T. Yeah, sure. Do I think that we could see, $245 being retested? Possibly. But are you really going to make a bet on $10 as a difference here? I honestly think that the next major move here is a major reversal on the chart. I think that we are in this massive Wyckoff accumulation. Are we here? Are we there? I don't know. It's hard to say currently right now, but we are around this point in my mind. I don't think that we are here. We've already had that nice impulse. In fact, we've had multiple impulses this entire way through, especially going above $336 here. We retested that, and then of course, as you do see here, it retests major resistance, and it can't break that until we finally get that major little spring action on Q&T to really break above that major resistance point, which is $336. As you guys do see here back on September 23rd and 24th. Once we do break that, it is onward and upward to $395 plus to the all-time high. So definitely pay attention, guys. Understand what you hold, like I said. With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are. And just people with this, but Nick. Peace out, guys.